Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Alien Protocols. Today is kind of going to be a rambling conversation that just has a bunch of different thoughts. I'm not even completely sure where I'm going to go. There's a couple topics I'd like to just explore with you guys and get your thoughts on and see if you have any alternatives. Hey, look in the reflection. You can see my lovely ears. Look at those suckers. Are those earthly ears? I know, I don't even believe that is my ear right now. That is some... And you wonder why I can hear across space and time. I love you guys. So here, as you can tell, is our home. All of our home. Right out here in the Milky Way galaxy. This is our galaxy, my little poor rendition, our home. And Earth is... Earth is in a different place than... in terms of where it is in the galaxy than they said it was when I was a kid. It's now gotten much closer. When I was a kid, of course, these are my representation of the spiral arms, and these are billions and billions and billions of stars. And of course, they take on this spiral shape because they're going down the drain, just like in your toilet, into the big drain of a supermassive black hole, most likely a rotating one. And that, operates like the toilet, essentially. Once you go past the tube where you can't see anymore, you really can't calculate anything. You don't know where it goes down into the toilet, basically. So hopefully Earth won't be in the toilet for billions of years, as we can tell. The universe is, it is 14.6 billion years old. The Earth is 4.6 billion. This is a really important point to think about. Okay, in terms of our galaxy structure, how old the universe is, and how old Earth is. Okay, so that's only 4 billion years old. That's fairly recent. The universe had been around for 12 billion years before that. And now, these bands, it's not dust. These are massive amounts of billions of stars that circle in these waves, going down, vectoring in, spiraling, slipping into the unknown. And there's a density of them on the actual bands, and there's less stars and chaos in between the lighter colors, where it kind of looks that way. And when I was a kid, we were told that we were more like out here on this furthest in band. They thought that we were actually in a band, like maybe perhaps around here, not too far from the end, but actually in that dense band. But now we found out we're more like in between those two bands. And we go down and through the galactic plane, like this, if you're looking at the spiral sideways, we go up and down through it. And it's such a wonderful orchestra of dance based on a few basic laws. But in order for a life form to exist, you would think, oh yeah, this area in between the bands, it's less chaos, so there's more likely of a long period of time, 4.6 billion years, for a species to arrive. And from everything we see about the universe, from everything we see about just our own planet, life is tenacious and springs into action the second even hostile conditions are around. We've found microbes miles under the dirt. We've found swimming crabs and shrimps at 5 miles below the surface of the ocean. It's hard to understand what really goes on at 5 miles below the surface of the ocean. The pressures, the darkness, all of this adversity. Now think about that, and think about another world that has those so many around here that have those same conditions. Frozen on the outside, tons of water because the universe is peppered with water, and then geoflexing of the moon or a planet or a wide variety of energy sources because of friction within this ball of mass that would produce energy zones like our Pacific mid-Atlantic rift, where all these little life forms blossom. So it's preposterous to assume the universe is not, piping full of life. So, where are they? What are they? So many questions. How come we don't see them? which is kind of ridiculous to me, because I think even if a civilization is thousands of years more advanced than us, they would always be concerned about a civilization thousands of years more advanced than them. So they would just choose not to be too visible. But also keep in mind, it could be something else, very logical. And as technology grows and people advance, they waste less energy. So we wouldn't see them. You know, I think it's really preposterous that some of these brilliant minds, incredible scientists, believe in things like Type 1 civilization, Type 2, and the conceivability, and real astronomers believe in the conceivability of Dyson spheres, these things that surround a whole sun and capture the energy. A super intelligent race would capture all the energy from a sun. That seems very laborious to me, and perhaps that they'd be smart enough to capture energy from many other ways without having to go through so much effort and work. I mean, we're not too far away from right now creating little mini black holes. You feed one right, or a little mini white hole, and it'll just kick energy to you. You can't stop it from giving you energy. Now, I want to talk about black holes for a second, then I want to move on to some of these alien questions. Black holes, to me, I'm not a physicist, so all this stuff comes from my gut and just, my opinion and thoughts. And I feel that because there is an effect of stuff still being sucked down into the black hole constantly, that it hasn't left our universe past the event horizon. It's not somewhere else. I'm going to draw this. This will be fun. I'm going to draw this one. Oh, what did I do with the pen? I just had it. I'll use my finger if I have to, darn it. Okay, so we're going to add a new one here. We know that the black hole is still alive, right? Because it's constantly exerting pressure. And the traditional kind of drawing of a black hole in space-time has it doing, something like that, and then it wormholes to another universe, or comes back to another place, So the black hole is more like this, you fall in. That's a traditional drawing of a black hole. Now, I don't think it's like that, actually. And I think to bend the entire universe back around like that, it's kind of preposterous. And no warp drive would bend the entire universe for you for a wormhole. It's preposterous. There's too much energy to bend and control needed to bend the entire universe on this side for you, not just the wormhole. In my naive perspective, I just may not be understanding that right. But here is what I think is going on, as if anyone would care. It's pretty egocentric to think someone would care. But I think because we're constantly getting a sense of that exertion, it's still happening. The black hole is constantly working. The matter is still here.